Hello, today is Friday, March 25th, and this is Friday 5 at 5 with the Denver Public Library. My name is Erin. I'm a librarian at DPL's Central Library, and in 15 minutes or less, we'll have you up to speed on 5 new titles that we can't wait for you to read or listen to. It's time to get outside. First Friday Santa Fe Art Walk returns on April 1st, and the Thunderbird Man branch will be offering Paint and Sit. Take a break from the walk to sit with a free canvas and paint. Don't just look at art, make your own and take it home. This event will be held after open hours between 6:30 and 9 p.m. on the Thunderbird Man Branch Library front lawn. April also kicks off National Poetry Month, and DPL has put together a list of titles by United States poets to help you jump in. Visit our core collections page for this list, link below, and lots of others. Celebrate with us at the Central Library on April 25th between 2 and 4 p.m. when our talented poet Abigail Mott will craft an instant poem just for you on her vintage typewriter. Now on to the March book recommendations. Our first title today is The Circus Infinite, a science fiction debut novel by Con Wong. Jess didn't have a destination in mind when he stole a ticket granting him access to any world within the Nine-Star Congress. He just knew he had to get as far away from the Institute as possible, to the last place they would ever think to look for him. The Institute has been torturing him for too long to experiment on his strange gravity-manipulating powers to let him ever go free. Guided by his special intuition, Jess winds up on a trip to Persephone 9, the Las Vegas-esque pleasure moon known for providing all types of depravity. Jess expects it to be largely miserable, but what he finds instead is a circus full of various talented species, each with their own unique talents and skills. And to his surprise, they welcome him and he begins to find a home and even some kind of love there. But the circus is at the whims of a gangster looking to control the entire moon, and when he learns of Jess's true identity and powers, Jess finds himself forced to make difficult choices to save not just himself, but the family he never knew was possible. And wow, that cover! Available from publisher Angry Robot, an imprint of Penguin Random House, and at DPL in print. For fans of Emily St. John Mandel's Station 11, Enrique Oki's Light from Uncommon Stars. You may have heard the news recently about book bans and censorship in school and public libraries around the country, which calls to remove titles such as Mouse, Genderqueer, and even Captain Underpants from the shelves. This is why this next title is so relevant right now. Read Dangerously, The Subversive Power of Literature in Troubled Times by Azar Nafizi. Published 19 years after her groundbreaking title, Reading Lolita in Tehran, Azar Nafizi's newest work is structured as a series of letters to her late father, who shared his love of books with her and was imprisoned for speaking out against Iran's prime minister and the minister of the interior. Nafizi turns to James Baldwin, Margaret Atwood, David Grossman, and Zora Neale Hurston, among others, to illuminate the ways in which literature can push back against various forms of oppression. In a recent interview on Electric Lit, Nafizi references Texas State Representative Matt Krause's move to get 850 objectionable books off library shelves. What you see in Texas, she said, is a miniature of what goes on in Iran. I don't want to say America's Iran, because it isn't, and Texas is not Tehran, but you see these trends that warn us. Women, minorities, culture, wherever they are in danger, our whole society is in danger. Ranging from what it means to live life during a pandemic to the importance of paying attention, particularly while living on the cusp of a totalitarian state, to the ways in which bearing witness to the world through literature can be a form of activism, Nafizi writes with empathy. She also offers hard-won hope to readers throughout her book, from publisher HarperCollins and available in print at DPL and through Overdrive as an e-book and e-audiobook. Pair this with Free Speech, A History from Socrates to Social Media by Jacob McCann Gama and Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. Short story lovers, this next title is for you. And if you think you don't like short stories, give the format one more try by digging into The Last Suspicious Holdout Stories, Award-winning novelist Lady Hubbard, author of The Rib King and The Talented Ribkins, transfers her brilliant storytelling skills to produce a collection of 12 exceptional, intricately interlinked short stories, each capturing powerful and poignant moments in the everyday lives of African American families, friends, and neighbors. Taking place in an unnamed sliver of southern suburbia in the years spanning from the beginning of the Clinton presidency to the eve of Barack Obama's election, each of these exceptional works of short fiction explores how the inequities of society in the criminal justice system, education, and healthcare, as well as issues like the war on drugs, shape and scar ordinary lives in deeply personal ways. Through their finances, jobs, and businesses may be vulnerable to forces they cannot control, the neighbors in these stories bravely confront the realities of their lives and firmly believe that hope is not a promise but a choice. From publisher HarperCollins and available in print at DPL and as an ebook and e-audiobook through Overdrive. For more like this, pick up The Ones Who Don't Say They Love You by Maurice Carlos Ruffin or Nick White's Sweet and Low, both of which explore life in the southern United States in their own unique way. Okay, so we're going deep with this next title, The Journey of Humanity, The Origins of Wealth and Inequality by Oded Galler. The Herbert Goldberger professor at Brown University investigates two seminal human mysteries, the mystery of growth and the mystery of inequality. How did we escape the subsistence trap, accelerating the improvement in the standards of living beyond anything experienced in history? And why has this progress been so uneven around the world? Starting with the mitochondrial Eve in Africa and looking at the challenges of the climate crisis, the author combines economics, anthropology, mathematics, and natural sciences to tell a unique story of humanity, explaining the origins of our species flourishing on this planet, and possibly offering a key to our survival on it. As we face ecological crisis around the globe, The Journey of Humanity is a book of urgent truths and enduring relevance, with lessons that are both hopeful and profound. Gender equality, investment in education, and balancing diversity with social cohesion are the keys not only to our species thriving, but to its survival. Published by Dutton, an imprint of HarperCollins, and available at DPL in print and as an ebook and e-audiobook through Overdrive. If you're an optimist, pick up Survival of the Friendliest, Understanding Our Origins and Rediscovering Our Common Humanity by Brian Hare and Vanessa Woods. For an interesting exercise, pick up Future Quartet, Earth in the Year 2042, a four-part invention, published in 1994. Based on projections for then current technological, scientific, environmental, and biomedical forecasts, four giants in the field of science fiction, Ben Bova, Frederick Pohl, Jerry Pournelle, and Charles Sheffield, offer a unique, startling, and imminently probable overview of tomorrow. Finally, we have When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Banwo, a book that is equal parts ghost story, magical realism, and thriller. Set in Trinidad and Tobago, this debut book is the story of two outsiders who are brought together through their connection to the dead. One woman of each generation of St. Bernards is responsible for the passage of the city's souls into the afterlife. Yejide's poor relationship with her mother left her unprepared for this role. Darwin has never interacted with death until he becomes a grave digger. When Yejide and Darwin meet inside the gates of Fidelis, the largest and oldest cemetery in the area, a reckoning with fate beckons them both. Available from publisher Penguin Random House at DPL in print and through Overdrive as an ebook and e-audiobook. Read-alikes to this one include Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones and Fellside by M.R. Carey. And, in case you missed it, this graphic novel title was included in our Winter of Reading Book Buzz in January, but stands repeating. Putin's Russia, The Rise of a Dictator. Author-illustrator Daryl Cunningham is known for his graphic, both literal and figurative, research of popular topics, including billionaires and how to fake a moon landing. Here he applies his talents to create a blistering graphic biography of the ruler of Russia. Cunningham's flat yet bright illustrations, with the exception of those depicting Syria, which are in arresting black and white, lead readers on a journey through Putin's rise to despotic power, from his childhood in war-ravaged Leningrad to his election as president of Russia in 2000 to his interference in the 2016 United States election. Most notably, Cunningham delves into the lives of the people Putin has affected during this time. The strongest emotional blow of this biography is that there's no ending to this disturbing history because Putin is still in power. Available from publisher Drawn and Quarterly and in print at DPL. For a deeper dive into Putin's corruption, pair this with Mikhail Zagar's All the Kremlin's Men or Stephen Lee Meyer's The New Czar. And that's it for this month. Thanks for tuning in to Denver Public Library's Friday 5 at 5, and we hope you enjoy these great reads and listens. Check out or place a hold on these titles and a whole lot more right now at denverlibrary.org, link below, and be sure to tune in next month for a whole new batch of recommended reads. Bye!